let's get into some NFL news before we round out with the Monday Night Football and the draft. Like you already alluded to, Micah Parsons has tore his ACL. It's going to be about 9 months. It's going to be about 9 months before that window opens again. That's not it. That's not it, because Patrick Mahomes also tore his ACL. Eerily similar to Tom Brady's career. Both of them already winning 3 Super Bowls. Yeah, winning 3 Super Bowls before this. And the reason I wanted to look that up, and it's interesting because I saw that report this morning before we got on the show, but I was sitting there thinking yesterday, you get on Twitter after he tears his ACL. Everybody on the Twitter sphere is saying Dynasty over, career done. And I'm sitting there thinking, I didn't have somebody to spoon feed it to me like I did this morning, but I was sitting there thinking, didn't something like this happen to Tom Brady? Like, didn't something very similar happen to Tom Brady where he tore his ACL? And, I can't remember when in their, careers it tore the ACL, but I was just sitting there thinking, didn't something similar to this happen? And yes, it did. Very eerily similar because it was the same year in their careers. So I don't want to go as far as to say the dynasty is over for the Chiefs, but I will say this. Again, just remember that the same thing happened to Tom Brady. They both have the same amount of Super Bowls before this terrible injury happened. It's definitely going to be tough for him to bounce back. What's the immediate implications for fantasy purposes in my mind? The immediate implications is that Travis Kelce, does he retire after this season, knowing that Patrick Mahomes, he ain't going to be ready to start the year next year. He's not even going to be in the first 4 weeks of the season next year. It's just not going to happen. So what's the implications there for Kelce? Because really, if you're thinking of that Kelce-Mahomes magic, if you're in the mind of Kelce, it's going to take till the middle of next season. But we all know that it's not the first season they're back from injury. It's always that next year is when all these players who have these type of injuries, it's like, okay, now they're a year and a half away, nearly 2 years away. Now they're back to normal, right? It's never that first season that they come back. So I think Travis Kelce has some decisions to make going into next season. I think as Rashee Rice owners, there's reason to be cautious. Reason to be cautious as Rashee Rice owners going forward. I mean, Gardner Minshew, again, just had to come in to finish the game. It was effectively over anyway, but is he really going to be that guy that leads Rashee Rice into what we knew he could be with Mahomes next season to start the season? I don't think so. Rashee Rice, the last 2 years, was having a wide receiver 3 pace. A wide receiver 3 pace. Not a wide receiver 3 on your fantasy depth chart. The overall wide receiver 3 in fantasy football pace the last year in this season. Will we see that again going into next year without Patrick Mahomes? I don't know. So there's reason to be cautious with Rashee Rice. Kelce has some decisions to make. This Chiefs team, it's going to be dark days ahead for the immediate future. But I would say going into 2027, it'll get back on track. But definitely, listen, this season, they're eliminated from playoff contention. Next season, I think it's going to be a dark season for them. And it's not going to be until 2027 that these Chiefs fans get to watch their team really fight again, in my personal opinion. I mean, Ben, do you agree with that? Do you disagree with that?
Copy, paste.
Yeah, no, copy and paste.
Copy.
Agreed.
Roger.
Yeah, I mean, that's pretty much the biggest of the news is that there's some coaching, things being thrown out there for the Giants. And again, Mike McCarthy to the Titans. There is some of that stuff. But overall, I really just wanted to talk the ACL tears. I hate it for both players. Mahomes is the best QB in the league, but something like this happening, it's going to be interesting to see how he can bounce back. And again, Micah Parsons, with everything the Packers gave up to get him, stuff like this can happen. So you hate to see it. We'll see you in 9 months, pal.